We remember the Anzacs who were held prisoner of war between 1915 and 1918 in various parts, particularly of Western Pontus. We remember their memoirs. We remember their sacrifices. We remember the eyewitnesses. We remember their accounts, what they wrote, what they left behind, the testimonies of the deportation marches, of kilometres of human remains, dead bodies and skeletal remains running along the sides of the roads, which they saw. We remember the churches, the houses, the monasteries that were their prisons in places like Kastamoni, in places like Bafra, in places like Sinope. All of these are in Western Pontus. While most of the Anzacs were held in Asia Minor, in places like Dorileo, Afyon Karahisar, Akroinos, and other places further west, and were eventually, once they were released, exited the land through Smyrni and saw Smyrni in its heyday. We do not forget that some of them did not come back. About 1/3 of the Anzacs who were taken prisoner never came home. Like your ancestors, like the Pondians, the Asia Minor Greeks, the Thracians, they left their bones in unmarked graves generally, scattered around Asia Minor. A number of these are still recorded as missing in action. A number of these are still recorded as unknown, no known grave, and are commemorated on the memorial wall in the Baghdad North Gate Cemetery in Iraq. We had Anzacs who came back to Australia, told here their families, their local communities, what they saw, what they heard. We remember on this day especially really special Australian individuals, like the Reverend James Cresswell from Adelaide, like Colonel George Devine Trelaw from Ballarat in Victoria, like the Archbishop of Melbourne, the Anglican Archbishop of Melbourne, and the community around St Paul's Cathedral in Melbourne, who organised and took this relief effort, this relief aid, took it physically to the people who needed it the most. Trelaw was in Greece for a few years, as the story is well known, established communities out of nothing, out of thin air, out of farmland. These communities continue to exist, continue to thrive today. These are the people who are the real heroes. We demand the recognition, the justice of recognition. Recognition not just academic, which we have achieved. There is no serious scholar today that doubts that the experiences of the Greeks, the Armenians, the Assyrians constituted genocide. We demand the political recognition. As Australians, Australian citizens, Australian taxpayers, we demand that our representatives, the ones that we elect, pass motions of recognition in the local parliaments as well. Just as South Australia did in 2009, just as New South Wales did in 2013. We want other states to do the same, and above all, we would like the Commonwealth Government to do the same.